In the age of social media, identity is everything. Your name, your brand, your face, they are your currency. But what happens when someone else decides to use all of that without your permission? Today, we are going into the streets of UI to explore a case that sparked a firestorm online, the VDM and Blord saga, a story of trademark, copyright, and impersonation. So, come with us as we find out what everyday people think.
Another thing, so I felt like he did it as a comeback against VDM.
First enough, we found a pretty young lady to ask our first question, and it goes straight to the heart of the matter. What exactly was the intention behind it all?
What do you think is the intent behind Blord's action? Do you think he did it intentionally, or was it a mistake, or do you think he's trying to catch crews online?
Well, I feel it was intentional because we've actually had issues that we already know that they had issues online before regarding business and other things. So I felt like he did it as a comeback against VDM or probably as a revenge or just to stir up trouble. Obviously, they already had beef, like they were already arguing with each other. They had disagreements before, and he came up and took actions against him. So I felt it was intentional.
Okay, thank
While
you.
everyone had something to say about Blord, people were equally curious about VDM's response, or let's say his initial silence.
The one about the trademark.
Yes, the trademark. VDM was silenced at first. So what do you think is the reason for the silence? Do you think VDM went to go and do impromptu trademark before now coming online and saying that they have already trademarked the name?
Well, actually, I think the silence only lasted for about a day or 2 days or so. So, I mean, if I'm judging based on what I saw and what I watched online, I feel like it was just a moment for VDM to like gather his evidences towards the whole issue, because realistically, it was just on his own. And then he woke up someday and he saw that someone had used his trademark of his name to create a new business, and even went ahead to use his picture without his consent. So that moment of silence was just for him to like gather his paperwork. Because when he came to address the issue, he showed everybody like, the paper that, okay, this is the trademark of the name that I have. So I feel like it was just a moment for him to like gather his evidences. It might not necessarily mean that he went to like quickly trademark the name or something.
Then, the next question was about the bail, a question that many people started asking. Does getting bail make this whole thing seem less serious?
So I want to ask you that Blord being granted bail will make people think that the issue of copyright law and impersonation is something that they can take lightly, since they can, at the end of the day, settle the case amicably. They later granted him bail.
I want to answer this question in 2 ways.
Okay.
First off, people can see it like that because, he was granted bail and the case was later like treated as a normal thing.
Yes.
But the second aspect is that Blord is a popular person, is a well-known individual and a businessman. The issue of money is involved. So I really think that not everyone has that money or has that fame that they can bypass the law.
Okay.
So I feel Blord used his fame, popularity by inviting even a well-known activist in the aspect of law to come and bail him. I bet was so worried that came to the matter and the matter just died down. But nevertheless, I think infringement of copyright should be treated as something very, very serious, because I don't support what Blord did. He should have faced the full extent of the law.
And this brings us to the question people feel most strongly about. Should Blord have been granted bail at all?
Okay, so do you think that Blord should have been granted bail, or is he not supposed to be granted bail on this matter that we are on?
Actually, no. I don't think he should be granted bail. And the fact that they granted Blord a bail shows that rule of law is not absolute in this country.
It's not absolute.
That it's only the people that has power that the rule of law is working for.
Okay.
So that's what I feel about it.
So you're saying that if it's an ordinary person, the person is not going to go scot-free?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Because Blord has power, he has money, and influential people in society, influential person in society. That was why he has the power and everything to go scot-free like that.
And the fact that he introduced a very strong activist.
Yes, I heard that Shore
joined the case.
Yeah. That's what I feel about the case. Okay. Now, the streets have spoken and the opinions were as different as they were passionate, but feelings and fact don't always align. So we decided to take these same questions somewhere that deals in fact for a living, the Faculty of Law. We found law students to get a more formal, legal perspective on this case, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what the internet thinks if the law says otherwise.
Good afternoon. My name is Jeremiah.
Okay, Jeremiah, and your name,
Good
sir?
afternoon. My name is Christopher.
Okay, sir. So I want to ask a little question about these VDM and Billod's bans online. I believe you know about the case.
Yeah, I'm quite familiar.
Okay, so I'm just going to ask that, can somebody else use another person's name even though it has been trademarked?
Well, it depends on what was trademarked, because trademark focuses on registration, focuses on brand use, it focuses on intent, it's focusing on a lot of things, not just the name itself.
Oh, okay. The person used it for another business, to open a business, another person's name.
Then that's where we talk about the exceptions and bad intent. If you use it to extort from the other person with the name, or who was using the name first, who was popularly known with that name, then look at those exceptions. You can't just say, like for instance, I'll say we know Coca-Cola now, for instance, and imagine it's not trademarked. We all know it's Coca-Cola that is a brand that sells drink. Then the next 2 weeks, you see someone trademark Coca-Cola, and now telling Coca-Cola to stop using the name because they've trademarked the name. So it's not always about who comes first. It's about, it touches a lot of angles, not just the particular
Person that use it first. Okay. So, sir, can I hear your opinion about it, sir?
Yeah, I think first of all, we need to actually first understand the concept of trademark. What does trademark do actually? And trademark in itself is just a means at which business actually protects most especially, I'll say, their names, but it transcends beyond just the name. It transcends to the intention, as my colleagues have earlier said. So we need to actually understand that it does not necessarily have to mean that, okay, I need to actually trademark this name before you know that I am the owner of the name. Now, let me give you an example. Now, we have this place where we are as Faculty of Law UI. Now, this is the name of this location. Yes. Another person cannot use this name as Faculty of Law UI in the same place because doing the same thing, using the Faculty of Law, like doing the same thing because we've not trademarked us. There's a rule that says that goes about who comes first, like who was known for this thing first. So it is actually Faculty of Law UI. And now we need to actually check the intent. Is it for goodwill or you're actually using it to would I say you're using it to loot? Would I say customers from the other person? Now, there are punishments to it, and there are several acts that speaks against it. There are some punishment that is like 5 years, 5 million, 2 years imprisonment, and all of that. But we need to understand that we cannot actually use another person's name that has been trademarked for our own business. But another exception is that if this person has been using the name and is already popularly known with that name for that same business, another person cannot use that name
for that same
business because
someone else is already using it.
And I would say not even for the same kind of business, just the name. Business differs, but don't use it at all because someone is already using the name. And I'll give you an example. If you are using the name, when you try to check online, it's going to be giving you 2 different kind of person. And now, if I don't really actually know what the person I'm actually checking online does, I might mistakenly pick the other person, and that's not who I'm actually looking for. Now, the name is now misleading us. I think that's just the bottom line of it.